Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I want to clear up some confusion that has been circulating online about Manitoba and international students. A lot of people have been seeing headlines like Manitoba is shutting its door to international students, and I want to tell you that this is not true. In fact, Manitoba still remains a good place for international students who wants to study abroad. Let me explain clearly. Manitoba has not closed its door to international students. You can still apply to study in Manitoba, and the province still have opportunities for education and immigration. However, there have been a lot of changes that is causing confusion, and this is actually a major change in Manitoba immigration. Yes, under the Manitoba Provincial Nomination Program, the CEP pathway, which is the career employment pathway, has been officially shut down, but that doesn't mean that Manitoba has closed its door to international students. In fact, many international students got permanent residency faster through the career employment pathway. But there are other pathways to permanent residency for international students who wish to study in Manitoba, Canada. Manitoba is not shutting its door to international students. No. The CEP pathway has been officially discontinued, but that doesn't mean that Manitoba is saying no to international students. But there are still multiple immigration pathways available. This is why it is very important not to panic when you see viral headlines. But here is the important part that many people are not even understanding in this particular announcement. This does not mean that Manitoba is saying no to international students. No. Manitoba is still offering admissions to international students who want to study in Manitoba, right? But it is better we understand the detailed information behind the announcement. It only means that one pathway is closed and has been removed from the Manitoba Provincial Nomination Program, but that doesn't mean that Manitoba is saying no to international students. Now, let's talk about what is still available. If you're an international student or plan to study in Manitoba, here are the main options that still exist. We have the skilled workers in Manitoba stream. This pathway is also a very clear pathway where you are required as an international student who graduated in Manitoba to get a job from a Manitoba employer and work for at least 6 months to 1 year before you start expressing your interest to live in Manitoba. So work experience counts in this particular kind of pathway, that is the skilled worker in Manitoba pathway. Also, they also count your work experience from wherever you're coming from in the last 5 years. There's another pathway which is the employer-driven pathways under the Manitoba Provincial Nomination Program. So this means that if you are working in Manitoba and your employer surpasses your nomination, you may qualify through the skilled worker pathway. You see, you can go through the Federal Express entry, and the Manitoba can still nominate eligible candidates through the Provincial Nomination Program linked streams. You see, so to summarize it, Manitoba is not shutting its door to international students. In fact, Manitoba still remains a good place for international students. The CEP pathway has been officially discontinued, but that doesn't mean that you don't have any chance to study in Manitoba, but there are still multiple immigration pathways available. This is why it is very important not to panic when you see viral headlines without understanding the full context. Manitoba is still a province where opportunities for international students exist, but success now depends on planning, job strategy, and choosing the right immigration stream. If you found this video helpful, make sure you like, subscribe, and follow for more honest updates on studying and settling in Canada. Remember, I'm not a certified immigration consultant. Every information given to you is based on my knowledge and experience. Thank you guys for listening. See you next time.